Hey guys, Chris Stream here, and welcome to another video. In today's video, I'm going to be reviewing the 1.17 update. If you guys enjoyed this video, hit the like button and subscribe. It's easy. You could undo it later if you wanted. And let's get into the video. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to be showing off is the new Amethyst. Now there's actually one more state that'll go here, but these are the main three states. There's another one that I could show to you. This one. These are the 4 states. They're really beautiful when you walk on them. The best sound ever. So yeah, we got Amethyst, and then this is budding Amethyst. All of this is found in geodes, in Amethyst geodes, which you can find underground, which is made out of calcite and tuff. This is the item, which you'll get from breaking these large ones, which after eventually growing. I didn't place these. They automatically grow on this. And if you break these, I forgot what happens. Let me just go on survival and bring out my pickaxe. If I quickly go to survival. And grab my pickaxe from my inventory. So mine this. You get the amethyst block. Then mining these little ones get you nothing. Mining the budding amethyst also gets you nothing. So mining this gets you the shards. Alright. Over here we have all the new deep slate variants. We got the normal deep slate, which will spawn on the ground. Then you mine it to get cobbled deep slate. Then you can smelt it to get this again. Or you can put it in a 2x2 to make polished, which you can then make into bricks, which you can smelt to get this. Or you can make them into slabs, which you can make into chiseled. Then over here, you can also make brick. If you grab the regular deep slate and put them in a 2x2, I believe it makes these, which you can then smelt to get cracked. Then there's also wall stair and slab variants of the deep slate bricks, cobbled deep slate, polished deep slate, and deep slate bricks. I think this is actually, I don't know. It's fine. Let me remember what this is. This is deep slate tiles, right? Okay. Here we got all the types of copper. Copper is now a very big part of the update. It's used in a lot of crafting recipes. First off, you got regular copper, which will oxidize after a certain amount of time. So here we have this is the cut copper, which you make out of 2x2 copper blocks. To get copper blocks, you take copper ore, which is what it looks like. You mine it. You get this raw copper, which I'll tell you about later. Same with the item frame, I'll tell you about that later. Which you could actually put in a 9x9 to get this, which is a raw block of raw copper. Then there's also the deep slate variant, which is found next to deep slate. Then this is the copper ingot, which you then craft into this in a 9x9. Well, 3x3. Alright, then obviously there's stair and the stair variants of each type of the cut copper, not of the regular, just cut. Then, so as you can see, these are different versions. This is oxidized. Here we have weathered. Then there's also the regular, but I also missed one, which is this one, the lightly weathered. So yeah, or exposed, apparently its name is. Then you may want to know why I have a diamond axe and honeycomb in my inventory. So there's also waxing. Waxing it causes it to no longer oxidize. So like if you put it on here, all of this stuff is oxidized, so it doesn't change. So oxidization, as I said, will happen over time in your world. And this is wax, so it stays like this. This is wax, so it stays like this and this and this. Then you can't actually wax this because it's gonna stay that way. Alright, to wax something, you right-click it with honeycomb, and it'll make that glow particle. Then if you right-click it with the axe, it makes that particle, which means it's unwaxed. As you can see. Now, obviously, you can't wax, and all this flooring, as you can see, is waxed. Really cool stuff. And then you can also, along with unwaxing it, you can also right click it to deoxidize it stage. So now it's the from weathered to oxidized to exposed to regular. And obviously this works for all situations. Alright. It's really cool. Yeah, interesting stuff. Here we have a basalt variant. So you know the regular basalt. You know you can put in a 2x2 to get polished basalt. But there's a new thing, which if you smelt basalt, you will get something new, which you normally wouldn't be able to smelt basalt. You will get smooth basalt, which is a new type of basalt variant, which is really cool. Next up, we got the ore variants. So as you can see, they changed all the textures of all the things, and then there's the deep slate variants. Then there's the block variants. You've seen all those. Then here we have raw iron and raw gold. What this means, they turned it from raw instead of you getting this. So look, if I mine this, you get raw iron and raw gold from this. And the reason for that is so then if you use a fortune pickaxe, you can now fortune iron and gold. Then if you smelt it, you'll just get regular iron and gold and stuff, which you can also make into their things, also known as beans. They look like beans. Every YouTuber says that. Beans. Then those are all the nugget variants. Alright, then let's move on to tinted glass. Tinted glass is interesting. For one, unlike regular glass, if you mine it, you get the item. This is a regular pickaxe, no enchantments. How you craft it is you grab the 4 amethysts from earlier, and oh wait, I grabbed tinted glass. Oh wait, one sec, I forgot something. I know this is awkward, but I completely forgot something in here. This took forever to make. I guess my brain was just a little mixed up at this point. Alright. Now, so if you grab a piece of glass, put it in the center, and then amethyst shards on each side, you get 2 tinted glass. What tinted glass is mostly used for is that if you go inside, then mine it. As you can see, this is completely dark. So you can see through tinted glass, but light cannot go through it. Meaning you can make some pretty cool stuff. Along with if you have a dark room and you want something that makes light for decoration, but you don't want it to make the room brighter for some reason, you can block it off like that. Alright. Here we have the Spyglass, which is what I had in my inventory here. You make the Spyglass like this with 2 copper ingots and then amethyst shard, just like that, to make the Spyglass. The Spyglass, if you hold down either right click or L2, depending on if you're using a controller or PC, it just zooms in a whole lot. So yeah, it's not useful much, but it's pretty cool. And I've actually been having one in my inventory because I like using them. Next up, here we have the lightning rod, made with just 3 copper ingots. It looks like, oh, that's weird. When you mine it, it turns very dark. Yeah, it looks like that. If it gets struck by lightning, that should turn it to. Okay, well, if it gets struck by lightning, it powers. And it gets struck by lightning, forget these, they're useless. They don't work for some reason. If it's during a lightning storm, thunder anywhere within a 10 block radius will hit it instead. When it gets struck, it powers any redstone connected to it. So that's pretty cool. Next part is that if lightning hits copper that isn't wax, it'll oxidize it. These are the new clock and compass variants. This is just the smallest little thing. I just wanted to show that these now look cool. And over here we got some interesting stuff. Here we have axolotls, which are adorable. There's many variants of them. Then I'm sorry for this, but this is glow squids, which are quite beautiful. axolotls will kill glowstones, which I didn't know till I set this up. They look really cool though, because they have this cool inking. This ink looks quite cool, that they glow no matter how dark it is. They just don't illuminate around them, just like Enderman eyes and stuff like that. And then what they drop is quite useful too. They drop glow ink sacks. I actually have a sword, but the axolotl is doing all the work for me. So yeah, and then you could actually pick up axolotls with water buckets to make a bucket of adult. Okay, so apparently bucket of adult luxidic axolotl. So that means that it's both an adult. You could get adults or babies. So if I right-click that, you should get a baby one, I believe. And they can thrive on both land and water, but mostly prefer water. So like if I grab these different color variants of these guys, let me get them. Okay, so now adult brown axolotl. So they save the colors. So yeah, that's pretty interesting stuff here. They're actually gonna save the ink sacs. I'm gonna be needing those. Okay. Yeah, over here we got what you can do with glow ink sacs. So if we grab them here, this is a hide that you can barely see. If you right click with the glowing sac, you can still barely see it. But in there we got a random sign inside of the dark tinted glass. I'm gonna mine the tinted glass. Boom. And now you can see it in pitch black. It makes some really cool tints. Then you can also put, as you can see, the glow item frame I was talking about. With glowing sacks and an item frame, you can make a glow item frame. Which apparently I can't craft. What? Okay, there we go. Glow item frame. Which will make anything inside of it glow. So to show you this here, I guess I could do this again. Get rid of the sign. So the item frame just has that cool texture is the only difference. But any item you put in it will glow, not the item frame itself. Actually, I think the item frame glows too. But yeah, that's pretty interesting. Next up, I need to set my spawn point here for later reasons. Here we have powder snow, or snowier snow. And how this works is that if you go on, it's like a trap. It looks like regular snow, but it isn't. You just fall through it. And as you can see, around my screen, it makes those effects. Look down at my hearts. It slowly zooms in, and I start taking frost damage. Then let's get out real quick. And as you can see, inside, nothing happens when you jump. But if I put on some leather boots, for one, I don't take frost damage. And for two, I could jump up it and climb it. And actually walk on it. Yeah, it's really cool. Then it's weird because you don't mine it. See, if I mine it, nothing happens. It's really hard to jump on. But if you right click with the bucket, you get this powder snow bucket. What you could do is you could like put this inside of a snow wall, and you'll get a hidden entrance if you have some leather armor. But yeah, any sort of leather armor will negate, but only the leather boots will allow you to climb and walk on it. Then you can also put snow buckets in a dispenser to dispense it. But the weird thing is a bucket in a dispenser will not pick it back up. It just shoots the bucket. So yeah. Next up, you may wonder why I've lost. For one, if it's snowing, you can place snow in cauldrons, take it out, and if it's snowing, it'll fill it up until you can pick it up. I don't know why that water's in there. You can also in Java edition, you can now put this in it. But on both editions, something is new to where it burns any items that goes in it, which is really cool. Because that wasn't in any of the editions, so let's just burn everything. Okay, and then it'll also burn you. Like that. That's why I have my spawn point here. Alright. We're good here now. Next up. Then I'm starting to run out of space and time, so here we have the next few things. So let's ignore that for a second. Here next we have dripstone. How dripstone work is like we have water and lava here. I didn't fill this. This was only from the stripping. This is a new dripstone block which will grow, which will sometimes spawn inside of caves. Then you got dripstone which will sometimes spawn in it or under it. Dripstones can also be placed on the ground. And if a liquid is above dripstone, it will drip, and it'll fill cauldrons that are under it. Otherwise, it's useless. But it seems the lava is a lot slower than it is for the water, but you now have reusable sources of liquid. Next up, we got the fact that dripstones will fall on you and deal damage. So I took half a heart, but that was only because of how low it is. And the bigger it is, doesn't make it do more damage. See, it only did 3 yards of damage. To where if I go in creative real quick, place only 1 up here, that counts as being higher because it's smaller. So now if I do it, I almost die. I'm surprised I didn't die. Let's set my spawn point for these next bits though. I'm expecting to die. If you jump on, it'll nothing happen. If you fall on it, it'll do major damage. So then let's say if you do this, then that fall, surprisingly enough, will not normally kill you. Oh wow, that's very surprising. I need to get out. Alright. And that's dripstone. Very interesting. Now, obviously, it spawns naturally in caves. Then here, I was running out of area, so I just put it all in the area. First, we got glow lichen. Glow lichen is a very interesting light source. It can spawn on caves, walls, floors, and roofs. So that's pretty cool, and it emits small amounts of light. Here we got moss tile, moss blocks. They will both grow on in caves, or actually currently they don't. You can actually only get these currently from creative mode. But if you right click with bone meal, it'll turn near things into it. Okay. Yeah. This was rooted dirt. Rooted dirt, it will now spawn under azalea trees, which I'll get to in a sec. Then rooted dirt will spawn roots under them, which you can break with soak touch to get them. Then there's also azalea trees, or drip leaf plants. Drip leaf plants can, if you stand on them, are like temporary platforms, and you can grow them quite high. I'm pretty sure you can even bone meal them. Yeah. And they work the same way throughout the entire thing. It's interesting. So you can make some really cool parkour with it. So very, like, timed parkour. Then they'll eventually come back up, where you can stand on them again. Yeah. Alright, then azalea trees and flowered azalea trees and azalea trees, or saplings, or whatever they are. Let's see. Yeah, azaleas. So flowering azalea and azalea. These will spawn naturally in part 2, but in part 1, they're only good in creative mode. They're basically saplings, the flowering one. If you place the flowering one, as you can see, there's nothing, it's just dirt. Do it, and you bone meal it, it makes an azalea tree. Azalea trees use just oak wood, no new types of wood, but it does spawn with new leaves, which are flowering azalea leaves and azalea leaves. And under it will spawn rooted dirt. And in the second part of the 1.17 update, the rooted dirt will lead down into a flowering thing, which is where you're gonna get all this type of stuff. Except that will spawn everywhere. And as you can see, this is what it looks like normally. It would be on the top of cave things. Bone milling it will make the rooted dirt spawn. You can bone meal lichen to make it grow. All types of stuff. And as you can see, moss will spread to almost anything. It's crazy stuff. Alright. Next, we got the spore blossom. The spore blossom is making these really cool spores that I may have been seeing around the place throughout the entire episode. Spore blossoms are weird. You can break them. You get the spore blossom. You place them only on the top, and that's how that works. Whoo! It's a lot to go through. This is tough in calcite, which you'll find on the outside of geodes. What geodes are is how it works is that it's tough on the outer layer. Then there's calcite, and then there's the amethyst and amethyst buds. But I can't actually show you that because I looked forever on this world, but I can't find one for the life of me. So we're gonna have to deal with that. Yeah, lots of interesting stuff. And then let's hop over to the hole I showed you earlier. Let's hop in creative and go to that hole. And inside the hole, well, it's a hole, and you got water. Then at the top you have a mine shaft. I'm coming down here to show you all the actual generations. So I actually destroyed the spider spawner that was here. So there's a ravine over here. See, that's naturally spawned in. It's all natural. So let's go in here. This is a naturally spawned ravine. As you can see, there's glow lichen and all that spawning around. You can also see the dripstone and pointed dripstone. The new types of ores. All that type of stuff. You can also, I remember finding some dripstone on the roof somewhere. See? Dripstone on the roof. All types of stuff. And also, mine shafts will now have supports. So they'll no longer float in the air now. So currently, where they normally float in the air, they now have support beams, and or is hanging from like some sort of masts. But yeah, I looked forever through this mine shaft and through the ravine. There is no amethyst geode from what I can see. But yeah, it's really cool. Really cool stuff. So yeah, that was the mod review. If you guys enjoyed, hit the like button, subscribe, and I really hope you enjoy. Let's try to find the way out so we could do like a little way. If I could find, yeah, start ravine. Okay, then I don't think I'm ever gonna find my way out. Hang on, wait, it's this way. Yeah, here we are. Okay, and yeah, there are little bugs. I've also seen lichen just floating. There's a couple bugs in the update, but it's pretty cool. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It took forever to set up. There's actually one more thing I need to cover now that I think about it. It is the goat mob. So if I grab spawn egg, and everything I haven't covered this episode is because it hasn't been, and it'll be implemented in the next thing, because mostly generations stay the same, all that kind of stuff, world height, all that. So yeah, I could just find it. Find the goat. Where is it? I can't find it. Oh, there it is. Goat. Okay. This is the goat mob. Goat mobs are also weird. You can milk them by right-clicking them with a bucket. It's just regular milk. Nothing special about that. Sometimes there's a very small chance. Wait, did I just get it? There's a 5% chance of it, or a 1.5% chance of it to be a screaming goat, and they jump really high when they want to. The screaming goats jump higher than normal, so a normal goat, if they wanted, could jump 10 blocks high in the game. But a screaming goat I believe, can drop 11 or 12. Also, the goats, if you're near a cliff, they have a chance of ramming you. So if I come over here, go on survival, and obviously screaming goats will scream, if you haven't thought about that. So what he should do is put his horns down and ram me. Yeah, I'm talking to you. Come on, do it. I dare you. We're next to an edge. We're on a mountain, technically. Okay. Okay, he's useless. Let's go to creative. Okay, I don't think I did get a screaming goat, but that was pretty lucky. That would have been pretty lucky, though. There's also baby goats, I believe. So let's get it. Oh yeah, see, baby goats, which also will ram you technically. So let's go in survival, see if one will ram me. I haven't actually seen the ramming mechanic yet, but I'm pretty sure it should have happened by now. Please, I want to show off the mechanic. Hello. Oh, the baby just rammed. Oh, see, they can jump very high. So that's your last look at them. They jump very high. Yeah, they're everywhere now. But yeah, they'll ram, they'll jump very high. And in the newer updates, what should happen is that if they ram and then they go into a block, they drop a horn which can be blown. Which is really cool. But I don't think it's in the current game yet. Yeah, it doesn't look like they want to ram me right now for some reason. I know that sound isn't the screaming goat. Oh, okay, that jump scared me. Yeah, that's what happens when they ram you. Really annoying. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm gonna try to get them to ram a block to see if they'll actually do it in this version. Come on, do it. I want to see the animation. Come on. Stupid goat. Come on, one of you, do it. Ram me again. I dare you. They're jumping all over the place. Do it. Please. Please, I really want you to do it. Ram me. Oh, I wasn't even looking at you. That's not fair. I wanted to see the animation. Come on, dude. All really have to say just, aye, like that. They put their heads down. Oh, see? And then if you, in the newer updates, when they ram into a block, they should drop a horn. But for now, it doesn't do anything. But yeah, that's what the ramming is. You just saw it. They put their head down, then they just run at you. They deal damage. They'll often try to push you off the cliff to do massive damage, like that. Except I think it'll actually do more. But yeah, that's the goat mob. If you guys, that's the last thing I had to cover. I hope you guys enjoyed, and see you in my next video. Bye.